Hey guys, Austin McClure here, McClure's Guide Service on Truman Lake and Lake the Ozarks. Gonna do another fishing report, lake report for mid-February. First of all though, I want to start by thanking all my sponsors that help us out throughout the year fishing. Beat Down Outdoors, they're located here in Sedalia. Rock Hill Crappie Jigs, they're Truman Lake. Then you got R&C Adventures, Ron, he's Racket Mow area. Truman Lake Power Sports, Dustin and the crew over there outside of Warsaw. Truman State Park Marina, Lisa and them are great people. Egger Rods, you got K9 Fishing Products, Wind Rider Apparel, Float Suits, Rodgers EarthWorks, Tyler Rodgers and his dad, they do dirt work, gravel, anything and everything you can ask for around Truman Lake and Lake the Ozarks. Reed Environmental, Cole Reed, great guy. Harms Lures, LiTime Battery, they're another affordable lithium battery company. I've had 6 in my boat and absolutely love them. TightwadTees, Mary, she's here local to Tightwad, can make anything apparel you absolutely need. Hats, koozies, hoodies, shirts, anything and everything, she can get it done. Flop Industries, they've got awesome flop boots. I love mine, I wear my boots all year. They have the flop boxes, great bait coolers. If you're looking to get a new bait cooler, there is another one out there I'd go with. And then we also have Reel and Trigger. They're by State Park Resort. And then Timber Hole Taxidermy. So that's kind of who keeps me going, helps me throughout the year. Our clients, that's what I use. That's who I recommend. If you have any questions, get a hold of me. I can put you in touch with anybody with them companies. I'll put a link on this video at the bottom for each one of these guys and gals. Get started though. Kind of start the crappie side of things. Been a little cold the last couple of days, so we hadn't hit it hard. A little freezing snow. Other than that though, before this little 2-day spurt of weather, I've been fishing a lot of the main creek channels and then the creek mouths on the lower. I've been fishing, or I say lower, a lot of the upper end lately, into these main creek channels coming into the mouth of these creeks, fishing suspended fish personally. A lot of the timber in the mouths have been holding whites and blacks. A lot of the blackfish are out. If they're not holding to the top of a tree, they're going to be out in your mouth of that channel, or that channel that comes into your creek or comes down your creek. They're going to be out running a lot of times in pods. You'll see blacks, it seems like, a majority of the time in little groups when you're getting on these upper ends. The whites seem to kind of, they'll get in the groups too, but a lot of my bigger whites are secluded by themselves up shallow. They're suspending. That's really what I've been doing. I've been running a lot of hair jigs, one pulling, shallow fish, 15-foot Egger rod. Throwing kind of some different colors lately. Of course, I'm always going to throw my Rock Hill June bug. See if you guys can see that a little better. Kind of, hopefully. That's kind of what I've been throwing there. That and white out. I love my white. I actually don't have it in here with me. They're behind me in the boat, I guess. And silver. I mean, them are purple and silver and white. If everybody knows, you've watched my videos, you've seen what I've used. That's my go-tos. Here's a what used to be, I guess still is, a silver bullet, and that bad boy's pushing 1,000 fish on it. I mean, if you're looking for a hair jig that you want to be durable, that thing's caught so many fish. I mean, it could probably use a little love, but to me, that thing will still catch fish. I mean, there isn't nothing wrong with that bait right there. So, I mean, your $3 investment initially is a long-term investment with these hair jigs. So that's kind of what I've been doing. 1/8 ounce majority of the time, pitching to these fish, or sometimes put it out there and I'll drive it to them if they seem, like they're going to sit still and allow me to teach somebody and teach them how to place a jig on a fish. So that's kind of what I've been focusing on the upper ends. My last, I think, 6 trips, I fished kind of the same pattern, a couple different areas, and it's been deadly. A lot of roaming fish. Now that the lake's freezing up, the upper end's obviously going to start freezing. I've seen some ice already. That being said, it's going to be time to move back down the lake towards the dam. As you see in the last video, throwing a lot of double rigs. So that's what I'm going to go back to. Once everything freezes up, I'll be back to throwing a double rig with the harms. And I'm doing that, you know, shimmer or white shimmer, and then my June bug shimmer on my double rigs. It'll be the same thing it was a couple weeks back. Let me find it here. Got some stuff scattered. But start out, if I can throw a double 1/8 ounce, obviously I'm going to do it. Get out there a little farther, it's going to get down faster to them. Less waiting. You don't have to be as patient. Sometimes patience is the key, but sometimes not everybody has that. And I'm one of them at times. So there's your white shimmer. Trying to make sure I'm getting where you guys can see it on the video here. I've showed before. It's a white with shimmer flake on top. And then here's a June bug shimmer. That thing quit moving. You can see the flake in these baits. I mean, Michael Harms, he's very affordable. But this man, he makes some killer baits. I love his baits. Wouldn't use any other baits personally for plastics. It's my preference. We have came out with a couple new colors. So I really like flake. I like flake, glitter. I like bright, shiny things in the water. So my shimmer that I really like, he came out with a new bait. It's gonna be all shimmer. Which I know it's probably a little hard to see in this lighting, but it's just a solid shimmer that I'm running on my June bug that I had him make for me. And then my white shimmer, so that's now shimmer, the solid shimmer. Out of them baits though, if I'm fishing the lower end of the lake, like I said, you know, I'm gonna fish the bluff pockets, the bluffs of timber, cuts in the main lake that the channel wraps around to a pocket, maybe that has some timber in it. The main channel wrapping on the main lake down there, got little pockets on the edge with timber. A lot of these fish are still gonna be 25 to 40 foot down in them pockets. You know, if you can pull up on them, that's awesome. Drop down to them, get them in the school, pull up out of that school consistently and slow. Don't stop, don't move it faster, don't slow it down, keep it the exact same. You want that fish to commit, don't change it on him. Or if you can't get quite over them, they seem to be kind of out roaming in pods in the channel or in these areas pulling off that structure. Stay back 20, 30 feet, 40, whatever you have to do, and cast past them, and then bring that bait. You know, if you're having a, say, you know, this bag is a school of fish. You know, we'll just say you got your school of fish sitting here. I know this might be kind of backwards on the video. You're gonna pitch your jig down past him. Say this is farther away from your boat, and as it comes, that bait needs to come down kind of right above them, and just keep it coming, and just slowly, gradually bring it back to the boat. Within that swing, you should see a fish turn up. It should start following. If he follows, don't stop. When you stop, you lost the fish. It's that simple. Keep him coming. If he's coming, keep him coming. Shad don't sit still. I mean, when you got a crappie chasing shad, I don't foresee a shad stopping and letting them eat it. At least I wouldn't if I was a shad. So that's my take on that, and it's caught a lot of fish. So other than that, I mean, you know, crappie wise, that's what I'm gonna do. If it's not froze, I'll be heading up to the upper ends, fishing, you know, the main channels, going into these creeks, finding these roaming fish, or I'm getting into these creeks in the mouth halfway back. From what I've done, I haven't had to go any farther. The mouths have been loaded, bait's been out there. In the middle of the channel, there's been bait, suspended fish chasing bait. So you can fish this timber in the mouths or the channel. You can take your pick and just, you know, start looking and catching. It's honestly that easy right now. Lower end, fish them deeper spots I was just mentioned. You know, keep the bait moving on them. And some days, if they're not gonna eat it, then you might have to dead stick them. I've had a few days where I've had to dead stick some schools, and then once I got a few of them to react and eat, then I can start bringing them again. And then they'd eat on that constant pull. So it's all in the presentation, doing it right. You know, start at the top of the school, work them, catch them fish, and then work through it. Kind of the same as my last video. There's no secret to it. It's all just about getting out and doing it. Catfishing wise, I'd say the upper end. By the time I post this video today, it's Friday, Valentine's Day. you're pretty much going to be looking at bad weather tomorrow and then ice, I'd imagine. So the upper end is not going to be real productive for you, in my opinion. The bite's been great in the channel swings. Same thing, follow the bait. Catfish have been there, small 1-inch piece cuts. I use a lot of mid pieces and head pieces. Personally don't care much for the tail. Put 1 or 2 of them little 1-inch baits on and throw out channel edge where that bait and the fish are, sitting out, suspended out away from that bait. And it's been about that easy. Other than that, on the catfish though, as this lake freezes, focus on this main channel. The main channel swings, I was catching them back when it froze about, I say 3 weeks ago maybe, in 50, 60 foot of water, and the main channel swings. Same thing, small bait was my go-to. I caught a ton of slot fish. I mean, you were catching 2 slot fish to keepers, it seemed like, for me. So it's fun. Burping fish, I'm not a big fan of having to burp a whole lot of fish, so I'm not going to be targeting catfish right now. I don't want a chance, killing any fish personally. But other than that, that's really what I would focus on. Fishing wise, looks like this week we're going to get some ice. So I'd say that going into this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's probably going to be froze back up. You're going to be fishing by the dam. Everybody's going to be fishing together again. So be courteous. When you're pulling up the ramp, please pull up slow. Drain your trailer. Don't make it slick for the rest of us. And if you have any questions, get a hold of me. Check out, Agate Rods, Harms Lures, which I'll put that up there. You guys can see that. LiTime.come, Rock Hill Jigs, RockHillJigs.com for all my hair jigs. And before I get off here, Agate Rod's still having our sale. So you buy 1, 10, 11, 12, or 13 foot rod, and you can get 2 free if you go to Edgar's Ozark Bait and Tackle in Lori or give them a call. And then we also have a live scope bundle, 7'6", 15 and 18 foot rod for $199.99. So if you guys are looking at getting into an awesome quality rod at an unbelievable price that I've never seen anywhere else, give Edgar a shout or go see him. So I thank you guys. If you have any questions, you can get a hold of me at 660-492-6144 or look at my Facebook page at McClure's Guide Service, Austin McClure. Or I believe it's Austin McClure Fishing on YouTube, and give us a shout. I appreciate it.